let's continue to go down this rabbit hole of prompting. So we can also tell Midjourney the quality that we're looking for, because you have to imagine that it's pulling reference photos online and it has certain words that are attached to the images that it's pulled. So images like a landscape, it then looks at, let's say 100,000 images of a landscape versus images of a landscape with the words HDR or 4K are gonna look a lot different aesthetically, because people uploading those images online with words 4K attached to it are getting a much more modern, high pixel resolution and overall sharper image than images from the past, which could be photos or paintings even of past landscapes. So if we go through and we try this, so we're just gonna keep this super simple and we're gonna say red car driving down the street. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this and it's gonna output a red car, but then we're gonna do the same thing, comma 4K, which is gonna tell it the resolution style that I want it to mimic. It's not gonna make the image a 4K image, but it's gonna take all of the 4K related images that have been attached to that term and apply that look and feel to my image. And we're also gonna put in HDR. HDR is it's a bit beyond the scope of this course, but it's a multi-exposure photo that's taking an image at a low exposure, a regular exposure, and a high exposure, and combining those in post-production to get a really cool aesthetic. This is gonna take out any of the more cartoon animated style that the majority of these first images have. So if we look at the references, we have this style and these look really nice. They look more detailed, they look more realistic, and these have a great artistic quality to them that we changed by adding reference keywords that kept the same subject, which is our red car, but completely updated the aesthetic. And so simply put, you can just see the outputs are completely different. Even though we're keeping our subject, which is the red car, we're changing the final look and feel with the output. So keywords are absolutely imperative to use. Highly detailed is another type of quality word similar to 4K or photorealistic or hyperrealistic that we can use to tell Midjourney to be less creative and to be more specific on what reality looks like versus what a cartoon or an animation would look like. So if you're going for that hyper-realism, these quality words are really important to use. That leads to other keywords like using the word professional. I can use the word best-selling photograph. I can use the word award-winning photography, and it's gonna drastically change our final image. So let's see an example of this. And at the beginning, I want to keep all of these prompts simple. So we're going to say beautiful landscape with mountains and trees. Okay. I'm going to copy this prompt. We're going to type that in, and we're going to add a keyword, or keywords technically, award-winning photography. And what Midjourney is gonna do is it's gonna take all of its photos that relate to a beautiful landscape with mountains and trees, but it's gonna modify the final output with all the photos that it has in its memory banks of award-winning photography, which is going to bring up the professional level of it, the realisticness of it, and other more subtle things like the framing, composition, editing. All of those things will be improved to mimic the way an award-winning photographer's final output would look like. So let's look at this. We have our beautiful landscape with trees and mountains, and it looks awesome, super creative looking, and each image is honestly really unique. Now, if we go to the award-winning photography, boom, you can instantly see that now the image is reminding you of photos that you've seen for, let's say, National Geographic, Discovery Channel, or any other kind of online places where you see great nature photography. So it does an excellent job of mimicking so many different styles. And that wraps it up for going through the prompt book that I wanted to share with you as a great learning resource to use as a glossary and really a place where you have a lot of great prompts to pull from to create unique looking art. In the next lesson, we're going to dive even deeper into using prompts.